What's poppin', everybody? This is Saberwolf4, and today we're going to be looking at the best cards from the Cosmic Eclipse set. It's going to come out in a few days. This will be our last Sun and Moon set, unless they make a reprint set. I'm not sure if we're going to get a reprint set after this. I think it only came in Japan, and we might get the cards in that through a different way. But nevertheless, even if they do a reprint set or not, this is the proper Sun and Moon, the last Sun and Moon set, Cosmic Eclipse. It's freaking huge, 236 cards, over 270 if you count the secret rares. And we have a lot of powerful cards to look at. So I'm going to look at most of the, I think I'm just going to look all of the GXs because they're GX cards. And then we're going to look at some other trainers, regular Pokemon that are good, and let you guys know the best cards to pick up and cards to look out for new decks. So right from the start, we have this Venusaur and Snivy GX here. This card is really good. It's what it's holding its bag. It's the type, being grass. It probably won't see much when it comes to making its own deck, because Far is very popular and getting even more powerful. But this Pokemon's ability is very strong. So Shining Vine, this Pokemon is your active Pokemon. Whether you attach a Grass Energy from the hand, you may choose one of your opponent's bench Pokemon and switch it with their active Pokemon. So this is essentially Lysander, as long as you attach a Grass Energy. It's kind of similar to how the Plasma Genesect EX would work. You attach the Team Plasma Energy and then you could pull something. It's essentially the same. With Grass Energies, this is more accessible to decks. Of course, if you use this in grass decks, you have a good Lysander machine around, a catcher machine around, and it's good. It's a good ass ability. If grass decks don't become a thing, maybe some people will use this Pokemon in their deck, take a few grass energies if they can, and get that Lysander effect through an ability. So it's quite good. When it comes to the other merits of the card as an attacker, it does 160 for 4, which is not the greatest, but I suppose this is a big grass Pokemon. It's a big tank Pokemon. That's the role it wants to play. And its GX attack is kind of good too. I think 50 damage to each of your opponent's Pokemon, and if this has at least 2 additional energies, you heal all the damage from each of your Pokemon. So, for 3, you do 50 to everybody. Strong spread attack, you could say. And just 2 more, you get to heal everybody too. So its GX attack is kind of good. The ability is definitely very good. Only the regular attack is not a good thing. HP is big, Tag Team Jick's Pokemon. It's a good Pokemon. The problem is, it's mostly going to be used as a tech, I think, because grass ain't doing much when fire is so strong. Definitely look out for this ability, though. It might actually change up the game. I think some decks that are flexible when it comes to energies might just run this and run a few grass energies, and get that ability off. Alright, so moving on, we get this Vileplume GX, another solid grass Pokemon that I don't think is going to do much because it's grass. Man, I don't know where I put this card to not block the text. Let's do this. I think, yeah, okay, maybe better. But Vileplume GX, what this dude does, stage 2, so it's going to be a bit difficult to get out. 240 HP, not the greatest too for a stage 2. The best thing about this Pokemon is the ability to. You can heal 30 damage from each of your Pokemon. It doesn't have to be grass, so it would work. It would work very well in grass decks since they've got other healing methods as well. But it's gonna die in one hit against Reshiram and Charizard GX. Even mediocre fire attacks are gonna KO this, and that's basically it. Stage 2, heal damage. If you get a bunch, the ability does stack, but won't be easy. It actually has decent attacks too, I suppose. The Big Bloom does 180, and it's going to do 10 less for each damage counter on this Pokemon. It's actually not bad, if I say so myself, for 2 energy. The damage output is quite high. You gotta admit that. and then Allergy Bomb, 50 damage, and you poison, burn, and paralyze the opposition for just one grass. I think it's a quite good GX attack, cheap attack. Use this at the right time if you think your opponent can't switch, and you're going to get the benefit. So, not bad for a cheap GX attack. Do I think this Pokemon is going to be very good? Probably not, because of the weakness, but it still is one of the better cards here. It's just the weakness, the fire weakness, that hold this grass Pokemon back. Maybe it will see play, though, in tank decks. Like, I guess if you don't want to use Lucario with Melmetal and other tank Pokemon like that, you can just use something like this Vileplume, and it can still do the job when it comes to tanking. So don't dismiss it. Keep the ability in mind. Right. So moving on, we've got this Cradily. It's not that good, but I guess, yeah, if you bring this out, your opponent's Pokemon with special condition can't retreat. I love Cradily, but they just keep making mediocre cards out of the fossils anyway. Then we got this Sawsbuck. It has the draw one card ability, so, you know, Pidgeot is better, and you would run that if you want that sort of a draw engine, but I guess this guy exists too. Draw a card, 60 for 2, and then you switch, whatever. Moving on, let's move into the really good stuff. Okay, so this Buzzle, for the last grass card, is also a decent Pokemon, 130 HP basic, does 60 for 2, and then you heal 30 damage from this guy. The strong thing about this guy is, once again, the ability. For each prize card you have taken, it's going to do 20 more damage. So if you've taken, like, let's say 3 prizes, before you know it, this dude does 120 for 2, which is solid. And then it goes even stronger than that. If you can do like 150, even like 170, I believe, so 5. Yeah, 160 is the maximum number, okay. But it's quite strong. Just 160 for 2 if you only have 1 prize left. It does have some competition with Furamasa that's still around from the Forbidden Light set. It's got less HP, but a beautiful free retreat. The attack is also kind of strong. Once you have 1 prize, you can do 180, and you can start doing 20 with it too. So it gets a little bit of competition from that guy, you know, its game counterpart. But this guy's also pretty good. They're both Ultra Beasts, so depending on your Ultra Beast deck, Grass Ultra Beast deck, maybe this card is for you. Right. Okay, now we go into Fire, and an extremely strong, very broken card right from the bat again. This Charizard and Braixen GX. God. So this card is another big Tag Team GX Pokemon with 270 HP, the typical weakness to water, through retreat. What makes this card so good is this damn first attack. So you do 180 damage for 4 energies, you know, pretty simple. But you can search 3 cards from your deck and put them into your hand. I don't believe there's any error. That's how it was on Cerebi when I read it. It's just pretty much a triple computer search. So this makes it incredibly powerful because it makes the greens what's the supporter called? I can't even remember. But the Greens Expedition, and I don't remember. But it makes those Reshiram and Charizard GX that run the green card, the blue supporter, that you just add 2 cards, any 2 cards from your deck to your hand. It makes those kinds of decks. You can build another kind of deck around this card. You know, you use Welder, attach a bunch of energies. You're already going to do respectable damage of 180 and add any 3 cards from your deck. So you can grab those great potions, you can grab those mixed herbs to heal this Pokemon. Kind of like how the Green Search, yeah, it's Green Search, the card. How the Green Search Reshiram and Charizard GX decks work. You know, kind of like that. Only this, you add the cards even easier. You don't even have to use that sort of supporter. So I feel like it's incredibly powerful. It can definitely be paired up with Reshiram and Charizard GX and other fire Pokemon. You've got all of that card pool, you know, to go with it. It's just too good. And we haven't even seen the GX attack too. So for 1 fire energy, you attach up to 5 basic energy cards from your discard pile to your Pokemon in any way you like. And if it has one extra, your opponent's active Pokemon is Burn and Confused. So the little extra effect, Burn and Confusion, it doesn't matter too much. I'm sure it will come up. But you get another option with this. You can just dump fire energies and instantly power up your Pokemon this way if you want to. Kind of like how the Turtonator GX used to work, that sort of style. So another good option for fire decks if you want to go with it. I believe most people would want to save the GX attack for Reshiram and Charizard. Do that 300. But I mean, it's another option. The first attack is just very, very good. You can use this all day. Do 180 and then grab cards from your deck. Yeah, this Pokemon is too good. Fire is getting a lot of support. With this, it just evolves. It gets an option to evolve in another way again. Very good card. Definitely expect to see this. And then we got a new card here that I didn't review from the Japanese equivalent sets. You got this Flareon, and we're going to get the other evolutions too. So what this little guy does is you can only have one of these abilities out. It doesn't stack. Power Cheer. But the attacks of your Pokemon GX that evolve from Eevee do 30 more damage. So this means that your Espeon GX, your Umbreon GX, your Jolteon GX, these Evolution GXs, Glaceon too, they do 30 more damage. Flareon GX too, I guess it will work. So that's not a bad ability. I mean, it's pretty much like a Diancie that gives you plus 30 when you think about it in Evolution decks. So not half bad. The attack does 90 for 3. It's DC compatible, I guess, if you use this and expand it, whatever. You would use DCs with EVs. But it's definitely a good ability. I mean, I guess it's going to help out Evolutions if they want to see play again. Most of the Evolutions, I mean, not most of them, but we don't have Umbreon and Espeon anymore, unless they get reprinted. But I guess you can use this for Glaceon if you want to use that Pokemon again. Flareon GX, that'd be a good, obvious synergy. So it's definitely a good little Pokemon. I definitely see it doing a lot better in Expanded when we have the other evolutions. Like you got the Battle Compressor Flareon deck. This would be good there. Oh no, actually, wait. Has to be a GX, so okay, it's not going to work. But you still have some good options. It's a good ability, of course. More evolution stuff. Then we got this Ante here. This is just a revenge Pokemon. If your Pokemon got knocked out by damage, this guy's going to do 120 for 2. So I guess if you run some sort of, I don't know, like deck that runs Welder, Fire Energies, and maybe use other attackers that are not fire, you can use this guy as a tech. I don't know, but it might see some play as a revenge Pokemon. Usually these attacks are good. Usually. Right now, I don't know with the standards of the game. Anyway, just thought I'd mention it. Then we got this Victini. This dude's ability will heal 20 damage from one of your bench Pokemon of any type. So another sort of Pokemon to use in tank decks. Kind of like how the Shaman works with grass Pokemon. How Manaphy from Shiny Legends worked. I guess the limitation is that it has to be the bench Pokemon. You can't do it for the active, so that messes the strategy a bit. But, I mean, it's still a decent ability. Maybe this will see play in healing decks and what have you. Alright, and now we get into the first major, well not major, but decent stage 2 you could say. So we get a new Emboar in this set, which is pretty exciting for me. I don't believe it's going to be as good as the Inferno Fandango Emboar, but it's something. It's got large HP at 170. Makes sense, I mean, if the black and white one had 150 back then. It's large, very large HP. Attack, I think it's not half bad either, I guess. 160 for 4 if you do use it. I mean, it wouldn't be good, but because it's an ability Pokemon, mainly a support Pokemon, it's just sort of a backup attack anyway. But the only reason you're going to use this Pokemon is for the ability. You get this guy out, you evolve into it, you reveal the top 8 cards of your deck, grab any basic energies, attach them to your Pokemon in any way you like. So this isn't limited to fire energy, and fire Pokemon. You can use this for any Pokemon and any energy, really, as long as they're basic. Like I've said, it's not as consistent and reliable as the Inferno Fandango one, but I guess it does grab the energies from the deck. So you've got that. It might be used with certain Tag Team GX Pokemon to try and power them up quickly like that. It depends on how many energies you're going to run in your deck, how you build your draw engine, your trainer engine. It depends on a lot of things, but of course the ability is very useful. I mean, yeah, I think it was the Togekiss. Togekiss had this ability, and it didn't do all that much, but maybe this guy's going to be a little bit better. Maybe. Oh well. Embor, useful ability. Don't neglect it. Keep it in mind. Now, regarding fire decks, if it's going to be used for fire, I mean, they already have Welder. That's more reliable. So perhaps not. But maybe other decks that need energy acceleration and don't have it, you can try, I suppose. Alright. Next up, we got a very good Fire GX2 to go with the Braixen and Charizard and Reshiram and Charizard. You got this Volcarona GX here. So this Pokemon is fantastic just because of the ability yet again, Scorching Bomb. So a lot of broken abilities in this set, man. It's an ability set, you could say. This dude is going to function like Decided IGX. The only difference is a stage 1, and you gotta discard fire energy. So you discard fire energy, and you can put 2 damage counters on an opponent's Pokemon. You can use this, well, once per turn, but you can't stack the ability, so if you get multiple of these out, you can get multiple of those effects. Obviously, this is going to work wonders with a Pokemon like Reshiram and Charizard, because that guy already does very high damage at 230, but it doesn't quite get those one-hit knockouts against Tag Team GXs. With this, you get two of these Scorching Bombs. That's 40 extra damage. Before you know it, you're doing that 270 in one shot. You get one-hit knockouts on Tag Team GX Pokemon. So this is going to be very useful in those Reshiram decks. It's going to be very useful for Mewtwo GX that runs Welder too. It is an insanely powerful Pokemon just because of this ability. Discarding fire energies, it is a bit difficult, but you've got all the ways to get the fire energies from the deck, recycle them from the discard pile, so I'm not worried about that. It's only a stage 1 too, so very excellent Pokemon. Fire decks are getting even stronger, man. Just believe me when I say this, they're getting even better. When it comes to its attacks, you got Backfire, 160, and then you return energies from this Pokemon to your hand. So it synergizes with the ability too. You can hit somebody for a decent 160, solid damage, and save energies too. So it's a great attack working with this Pokemon. And then its GX attack, you discard energy from each of your opponent's Pokemon. This can be handy too. I mean, energy removal attack. Each of your opponent's Pokemon. So if they spread them around, like you've got the opportunity to discard multiple energies from the bench too. I mean, this Pokemon is so strong. So it's a very good Pokemon. Yeah, Fire, just too good. Next up, we got, we got this Blastoise. This card, I'm not too impressed by it, but just in case I'm wrong and it does end up being good, I guess we'll look at it. It's 270 HP, weakness to grass. Grass is very strong. So if this would end up being decent, grass then would destroy it. So I don't know. I think it won't be good, but yeah. What it can do is a similar thing to Pikachu and Zekrom, but not as good. For 3 energies, 2 of which need to be water, you do 150. And then you can attach up to 3 water energies from your hand to your Pokemon in any way you like. And then you heal 50 damage from each of those Pokemon for each energy you attach to them. So the way I understand this, let's say you attach 2 energies on one Pokemon and 1 energy on another Pokemon. You're going to heal 100 damage on the one dude and then 50 from the other dude. You know, something like that. Now, the thing is, though, what they did, I guess the difference with Pikarom is instead of getting the energies from the deck, you attach them from the hand, and you get that healing, which isn't good, in my opinion. It's a similar thing in how they made the Sepital and Primal Clash, that you had the limitation of only attaching one energy, not unlimited, but it gave you a little bit of healing, and it ended up not doing anything. So, you know, we don't have Professor's Letter. We do have the Energy Spinner. I guess there's maybe other ways to grab it, water energies into the hand. Nothing really comes to mind, but there's probably something. But I don't know. I think is not as good. You gotta have the energies in hand. You know, I guess the healing could be handy, but I'm not very impressed. And what's worse is that the GX attack is also very, very bad in my opinion. You do 100 for 3, and your opponent's active Pokemon is paralyzed. Basically, it's the Lapras GX attack, which right now isn't that good. And if it has at least 3 energies, then it does 150 more damage, so 250 total. So dude, if you're gonna do 250 for 6 energies, you're more than likely gonna blast something in the face. You want to get a one-hit knockout when you do 250. So if I'm gonna do 250 and aim to knock something out, what the hell do I want the paralysis for? So it's a pretty wasted GX attack in my opinion. I mean, I guess if you just do the regular one, 100 for 3, then it's basically Lapras GX's attack. But I'm not impressed. I'm not impressed at all. I don't like either of the attacks, to be honest. I guess you can try and make this work with the Team Up Blastoise, but what's the point when you've got the other Blastoise GX? I just feel like it's not, compared to both the Venusaur and the Breaks and Charizard here, it's the weakest one of the 3. And I'm not a Blastoise hater, by the way. Just stating facts. Right. Okay, next up we got this Alolan Vulpix. I guess mention this real quick. It has the ability that blocks damage while it's on the bench, so this could be useful. Free attack as well. Then you got this Vaporeon too, similar to Flareon. This Pokemon gives all of the Evolution GXs 60 extra HP. So this is pretty good. I wish it worked with other evolutions too, because then you would be 1 for 70. Then you help out the other small evolutions too. But I guess it's so obvious they want to have the GX Pokemon as the stars, and then everybody else, the regular Pokemon, sort of the supporting guys. And I don't like that. It's been like this since the Black and White days, you could say. And I'm not the biggest fan. We've had a few decent Stage 1 and Stage 2 decks, but yeah. This is good though, to help out the Evolution GXs. You can make Glaceon have 260 HP, which isn't bad. And you can help out Leafeon actually too. That might be nice. 260 HP Pokemon, and you can heal every turn. Yeah, it's too bad we don't have DC anymore now for these cards. Its attack, you just do 60, heal 30 damage from all of your Pokemon. Solid, I guess. Okay. We got Weavile. I guess mention you real quick. This guy isn't very good, but when Hoopa GX rotates out, for those people that want to use that sort of attack, I guess you can use this guy. Grab 2 cards from your deck, put them into your hand. Yeah, it's not that good. It's a small guy, Stage 1, but you never know. The attack isn't bad. Next up we got this, this Wailord doesn't do much, but I guess you got that 200 HP anyway. Moving on, this Warren, it's got the item lock attack, 1 for 60, and then your opponent can't play items, but you can't use this consecutively. So I doubt it's going to be good, but just mentioning it, I guess. You never know. Kyogre is a much better card. This dude can help water Pokemon. For any energy, you don't do damage, but you can grab 2 water energies from your Discapal and attach them to one of your Pokemon. So that's pretty good. I mean, it's a good little opening Pokemon. The likes of, Eviltal, Landorus, Raikou, the Pokemon that usually attack, do a little bit of damage, and grab energies. This dude is going to grab 2. You don't do any damage, but you grab 2. It's pretty good. It's Kyogre too, which I'm happy to see. Hopefully someday they give me another good Primal Kyogre deck, because I really miss using that deck. Yeah. But it's good. I mean, the attack, Swirling Waves, that's not good, but I guess it's decent. 130 for 4. Discard energy from this Pokemon. I mean, it's self-sufficient too. I guess you can put the energies on it. It doesn't say it has to be the bench. So I think it should be decent in decks like Blastoise GX, Blastoise from Team Up. Get a few energies that way while you're attacking. You're not completely passing the turn as you're setting up. Maybe some other water Pokemon. I kind of like it, to be honest. Right. Okay, now for one of the only stage 2s that might do something, but not really, you got this Empoleon line here. Now, this dude, the reason is good is because of the first attack, Recall. Choose an attack from this Pokemon's pre-evolutions and use it. And the reason why I say this is because this Piplup can do 80 for 3, and if any Pokemon is a basic Pokemon, it can attack during your next turn. So what you're going to try and do, this is essentially a sort of an anti-meta Pokemon. You use this Piplup, obviously, you evolve into Empoleon, and then you use Piplup's attack. Basic Pokemon can hit you. So this guy will be immune to GX Pokemon, Tag Team GX Pokemon, all those big guys. The problem is there's ways to out this effect. Mewtwo GX is a prime example. I'm not sure if it can do it in standard. It can definitely do it in expanded. Yeah. And the other thing is that, the damage, just doing 80, you're not really putting the pressure on them. They can heal, they can switch, they can cook up a plan to get over your effect. So I don't think this is the answer we're looking for as an anti-meta Pokemon, but who knows? Maybe it'll do something when paired up with the right Pokemon. It's fair to mention, though, that it does have this ability. You can use Prinplup too. This is, if you copy this guy's attack, it's basically a snipe. Discard all energy and do 100 damage as a snipe, so you can do that. Yeah, these guys, Empoleon, popular Pokemon, I really like it, but I don't know if this is going to be the next good Empoleon card we've been looking for. Alright, moving on. You got this Fiona. Yeah, it's Fiona, it's not Manaphy. So this Pokemon is basically Escape Rope, the ability. If it's on the bench, you can discard it, put it at the bottom of your deck so you don't get rid of it completely, and then it acts as an escape rope. You'll force your opponent to make a switch. You don't get to choose, otherwise it would have been busted, but it's still an escape rope. War point, whatever. So maybe it's going to be decent. Your opponent won't get a prize when it dies, or when it gets discarded, I should say. So might be good. I like the art too. There's sort of a sea background going on here. Cool card. Moving on. You got this Black Kyurem. This card, it's only good because of this attack right here that does 100. If you got a stadium, it can do 200. Now, these days, 200 ain't enough to get the job done on Tag Team GXs, but it's still extremely high damage for just a basic Pokemon. If you use this with Blastoise Team Up, might be decent. The good news is that since it's a water Pokemon, at least you can get that one-hit knockout on Reshiram and Charizard. So, if those decks keep being a problem, this might be a good little out for your Team Up Blastoise decks. Why not? I mean, you've got the Water Energy Acceleration. It's a solid 130 HP basic Pokemon, legendary. You know, why not? Usually there's going to be one stadium around. It has to be your stadium, which kind of sucks, but, you know, you use this card at the right time, it's going to be a game breaker for sure. And then the first attack, just 30, and then you discard a special energy. You know, whatever. You got these Wishy-Washy. They're not really good, but I guess I'm going to look at the GX. You just do 20 times for each of your Wishy-Washy in play, any one of them. And then the GX attack is absolutely useless. Just look at the top 12 cards, get any basic Pokemon, put them on the bench. Why the fuck would I want to do this? It sort of gets a little bit of synergy with the attack, but 130 HP, dude, are you kidding me? I mean, I guess what you can do is use this, grab a bunch of the Wishy-Washis from Dragon Majesty, but you know, we all saw how good that deck ended up being. I mean, it was kind of decent, I guess, when the GX was around, but I don't know. Once again, though, because it's water, you know, it might be an answer for Reshiram and Charizard GX. You can actually get a fast one-hit KO on that guy. So maybe this ridiculous fish is going to be able to kill Reshiram and Charizard. So perhaps keep that in mind. You know, besides hitting that guy, though, I don't know if it's really that good. I mean, without the Dragon Majesty, Wishy-Washis is useless. You need all of them to work. Oh well. Now we go to the Lightning Pokemon. We got this Raichu. It's got that powerful Spark, 20 damage times the amount of Lightning Energy attached to all of your Pokemon. So this is a good attack, of course, because it has that unlimited ceiling. There's no cap in the damage you can do. Now, the 20 times modifier, you're going to need a lot of energies to get one-hit knockouts, but against Tag Team GXs at least. But maybe people will find a way, I don't know, I mean, maybe as attack in Pikachu and Zekrom decks, who knows. It seems they do enough. They don't need this guy, but I guess he's somebody. We got this Magneton now. I think this Pokemon has potential for some crazy strategies if we learned anything from Mismagius. So it knocks itself out. It's in one of those effects where you gotta knock yourself out. I like the artwork too. Pretty cool. Sort of like clay art. So you can choose up to 3 supporter cards from your deck, put them into your hand, and then this dude is knocked out. So it's a pretty strong ability. You get 3 supporters. You know, that can be very useful in many decks, and you can do a lot of different stuff with a combo like this. I mean, if you use something like Slowpoke, it's Slowpoke Psyduck, yeah. This has got to be in there, right? But you let your opponent get a prize, so that's a fair catch. We don't have any Dusk Stones for this guy, so I don't think it's gonna give us that Mismagius problem. But you know, you never know. This sort of ability could be game breaking. It's definitely good. It's a fair price to pay when you think about it. Yeah. So another good card to keep in mind from this set. Then we got with the Jolteon. Is the same as the other evolutions. Your GX evolutions get an effect. They need 1 less colorless to attack. So this means that something like Jolteon can attack for free. Jolteon GX attacks for free, or for 1 lightning, I guess. I mean, if you have this and the stadium, I think it attacks for free. That's how it should be. Other evolution GXs, they get that plus 1 colorless less. It's another good card for evolution decks. We got this guy too, I guess. Look at the top card of your opponent's deck. Yeah, I don't like this kinds of effects anyway. Also, Galleon Lunala GX. Oh my god, we still have so many cards. But this guy, it does 230 damage, same as Reshiram Charizard GX. It's a psychic Pokemon. You can use Malamar, typical stuff. The GX attack does 200, and if you play Lily's best effort, it's going to be immune to everything next turn. We're going to see the Lily supporter later. You got this coughing and wheezing. These cards are good because when they get discarded by Roxy, a new supporter that's good, you can put damage counters on each of your opponent's Pokemon. So it's pretty good. Kind of works with the... Well, not really, because if you run a lot of these, you can't run a lot of the other wheezing that spreads damage. But, I mean, you never know. It's another good wheezing card. And this has the same effect. If it gets discarded, put a damage counter on everybody. Right, so we got, I guess this guy, what you can do is, if you get heads in the coin flip, you put damage counters until you have 10 on your opponent's Pokemon. So high risk, high reward, but there's a supporter that lets you get heads if you want to. So yeah, it's only one coin flip too, not two. You only gotta flip one heads. Anyway, we got this Gallade. This dude is just a fighting and a psychic together. The attack isn't that good, just 120, and then you move an energy. The bench, whatever. You got this Duskull here. Now this card, the Dusknoir isn't very good, but this might be good and expanded for things like Sinister Hand, Dusknoir, other Dusknoir cards. Once during your turn, you can discard 3 cards from your hand, and if you do, you search your deck for a card that evolves on this dude, Dusclops, and then evolve into it. So it's pretty nice. I mean, discarding 3 is a lot, but in certain decks where you want to discard cards and sort of make those combos, it helps out. Plus you evolve into Dusknoir, so I think it's an interesting little ability on a basic Pokemon. It's a rough cost, to be honest, but I mean, it's when you can evolve quicker is always good for stage 2s. Now the Dusknoir here isn't very good. It looks super cool, but it's not good, unfortunately. I mean, it's got Feigning Stamp. If this guy dies by an attack, you can put 4 damage counters in your opponent's Pokemon any way you like. Now, it's actually worse from, I think when I read it on Cerebi, it put 4 damage counters every time it got hit. It didn't have to get knocked out. But, I mean, either way, yeah, this guy is only going to last 1 hit. Tag Team GXs are going to kill this guy in 1 shot. So, you only get that little plus. You will only get it once anyway. 160 HP. And then the worst part is the attack. It does 60 for 1, and then next turn you're going to do 120. But it's not going to survive that long. It won't survive, you know? Metagross from Celestial Storm does a similar thing, and it didn't do anything. And that guy's actually stronger because you can use Steven's Resolve. You can make it more of a tank with Frying Pan. It's got 170 HP. So I just don't see this card doing anything. I'm sorry. I could be proven wrong, but you go through the effort to get this guy out, and then it's going to die in 1 shot. Yeah. Okay. And we got this Rotom. There's another good card. Same as Kyogre. For 1 Psychic, this dude is going to attach 2 basic energies from your discard pile to your bench Pokemon any way you like. So, energy acceleration from your discard pile. Useful thing to have.